Hi friends, it's so nice to see all of you again today. I hope that you're having a great day. You may know that this weekend we have a special day coming up. On Sunday it is Mother's Day. So today we are going to make a Mother's Day craft together. If the person you may want to give this to is in the room with you, perhaps they can leave, and that way it will be a surprise when you give it to them on Mother's Day. I know some of you are not with your moms right now, so if you'd like to make something for them and save it for when you do get to see them, you may do that. And you might also want to make one for your stepmom or your foster mom or your grandma too. We're going to make a bouquet of flowers together, kind of like this one I have here, except ours will be made out of paper. Mine was a gift the other day. Our friend Miss Mallory stopped by my house and she surprised me and left those flowers outside for me, and it really brightened my day, and it was so kind of her. So I'm hoping that we can brighten our moms' days on Mother's Day by giving them some flowers also. I'll show you what materials we need and then we'll get started. So we will need a piece of paper. I've chosen some light blue construction paper. You can decide what you'd like for your background. We'll also need some smaller scraps of different colors of paper. If you've got construction paper, I have some scrapbook paper here. If you don't have many colors, you can always use white paper and then take some crayons or markers and color it in. You'll also want some coloring materials, a green felt, a pencil, some scissors, a piece of string or yarn or ribbon, and you'll need a little bit of glue. I used white glue. A glue stick or some tape would also work. Today's video will take a little longer than our other activities, so you probably will need to pause in between steps, and if you even want to take a break partway through and then join back in later, you can do that too. So you can see I've already started here. My first step is using my different colors of construction paper. I'm going to outline a few different types of flowers. So you can see that I've already made some tulips here. Those are like the flowers that I was showing you that Miss Mallory brought me. I'll show you how to make a tulip. So we want to start at the top, make a big letter U, and then fill it in with the zigzags. It's pretty similar to that eggshell we did in our Easter drawing from a few weeks ago. You may also want to do kind of a daisy shape of flower. For this one, I'm going to start in the middle and I'll just do some long skinny petals reaching out and then back in towards the middle. If you know how to make some other types of flowers that you would prefer, you can do that too. And if there's a grown-up at home that you would like some help with drawing your flowers, you can ask them for help also. We'll make another one kind of like this. I would say that's sort of like a pansy, so the petals just aren't quite as long and skinny as the last one I made. I think this one will have 5 petals. So take your time outlining all of your flowers. Let's count and see how many flowers I made. We'll count by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8. If you would like to make a few less, maybe you'd like to do 5 or 6, that's fine also, but I chose 8 today. Your final step before we start cutting anything out is figure out how many flowers you have that will need a little circle like that in the middle of them. So we won't need them for the tulips, but we'll need them for 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you will want to outline 4 circles or however many you need on your colored paper. Just like letter O's. Okay, then you'll start cutting everything out. Now with some of my circles, what I decided to do, I've already got one cut out that I'll show you. I've decided to snip little sections out so it kind of looks almost like a sunshine. Do you see that detail there, that little missing piece? So I'm just going to go around the edge, snip, 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 and occasionally you can cut a little triangle out. It'll just add a bit more detail onto the center of our flowers. So you can start cutting out all of your flowers, and once you're done, you will need your larger piece of construction paper that will be the background. So I'm going to get mine set up here. And again, if you're not finished cutting, just pause the video and then start it back up once you're ready. Okay, so once you've got them all cut out, the next step is we're going to take all of our flowers that will need a piece in the center, and we're going to just use a tiny dab of glue, you don't need much, to attach that circle to the middle of your flower. So I'll just put a little dot. Remember, I'm putting it on, put the glue on the side where you can see the pencil lines. That way they won't show up. I'll flip it over, stick it in the middle, and then do that for all of your flowers that need a middle. You can see this one, when I cut it out, I decided to do more of a wavy line, which looked kind of neat. Now, once you have all of your flowers cut out, I want you to take the edges and kind of curl them upward a little bit like this, because we want to make our flowers look like they're real and look like they're sticking up off the page a bit. So just take some time to fold and bend the edge of each petal a little bit so that they look more real. For the even for the tops of my tulips, I'm going to bend them each a little bit so they're just looking a bit more realistic. So do that with each one of your flowers, and then we'll start arranging them across our page. I'll show you how mine look. I've already done quite a few of mine. I just have 2 more that I'd like to add on. So once you've got them all nice and rounded, set them up how you would like your flower bouquet to look. See how some of mine are overlapping? I've put the tulips at the back and then some of the other ones forward and below them. When we glue them on, because we want those petals that we curled to stick up, you'll just put a tiny dab of glue in the center, just underneath the middle. But I'm not going to put any glue on the petals. I just need a little bit there. If you're using tape, just put a tiny bit of tape in the center there. Then choose a good spot you'd like to stick it on. Just press in the middle. I've already glued my other ones on. And I'm going to curl those petals up a bit more there. Oh, it looks so beautiful and realistic. I've got one more flower to attach. I'll use this, put my glue in the center again, and see how you can see my pencil lines on the back here, but that part's going to be facing down. I will stick that one on. So there you can see all of my flowers are attached and arranged. So spend some time doing that, hit pause, and then you can come see the next step. Next, I am going to add some stems to my flowers, and you know that usually stems of flowers are green. So I'm going to take a green felt, and we want it to look like our bouquet of flowers is kind of bunched together at the bottom. So I'm going to do the nice long skinny stems, and they're all going to join together towards the bottom of my page. So they're kind of forming like a big letter V at the bottom. So I have, how many flowers do I have again? Help me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means I should have 8 stems. So far I have 3. That means I need 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one's going to be coming from back there. 6, 7, and 8. You may even want to add some other details on some of yours, like some little leaves on the stem. Maybe you'd like to do even more coloring. That's your choice. So once you've added your stems, then we're going to get really creative here, and we're going to add a ribbon so that it looks like they are all tied together in a big bundle. So you'll probably want a grown-up to help you with this part. I'm actually going to use my pencil and poke a little hole on the edge very gently, because construction paper does tear easily, so just be gentle. One hole there, and I'll put the other one at the same height on the opposite side. So another little hole here. And then you will take your ribbon or yarn, string, whatever you found, and we're going to feed it through the holes from the back. Oh, let's hope you can get that on camera. Feed it through the little holes there. And if mom is the only grown-up at home with you, I'm sure she won't mind if she sees it and needs to help you out a little bit while you're working on this. I'm going to poke that through the back. Yeah, this part is a little bit tricky. You may need some help. And then when we tie it, we want to be very gentle because, like I said, construction paper can tear. So I've got my 2 strands of ribbon. I'm going to very carefully make it into a bow. So we'll tie a little knot, not too tight because it will rip. Hold your finger there. You may want a second knot. And then you can decide if you'd like to make it in a bow. Maybe somebody at home can show you how to curl the ribbon too. So I'll knot. Oh yeah, mine ripped a little bit, but that's okay. I might just add some tape to the back. Now I'm going to tie it into a bow. I've got my 2 bunny ears and I'll pull those loops tight. There we go. It looks pretty neat. It looks like a real flower bouquet. So you can see the whole thing. There we go. So there is your finished bouquet. And we're going to finish it off by writing a little message. So maybe at the top you would like to write, I love you, Mom, Happy Mother's Day. You can decide what you'd like to write. On the top of mine, I'm going to write, I love you. So I'll start with a capital I. Finger space. For love, we spell it L-O-V-E. Another finger space. U-Y-O-U. I'm going to write Mom here. You could write whoever you're going to give it to if you're going to give it to someone else. For Mom, I'm going to do M-O-M. If you would like to do a different message, ask a grown-up at home for some help, or you could try to stretch out the spelling on your own. At the bottom, you will want to write who it is from, because Mom's probably going to save this. So at the bottom, I'm going to do here, I'll put love, and then I'll do my name here. So we know how to do love from the top. L-O-V-E. And then over here, I'm going to write, actually, I'm going to write my first name because my mom calls me Christy. She doesn't call me Mrs. Clark. So I spell it C-H-R-I-S-T-Y. There we have it. So I would keep that in a special spot so that it's ready to share on Mother's Day. I hope you enjoyed making the craft with me today. I know that whoever you choose to give it to will absolutely love it. Today is Wednesday and Mother's Day is not until Sunday. That means we have 4 more sleeps until Mother's Day. Perhaps you would like to go and hide it somewhere special so that whoever you're going to give it to is surprised when they get it on Sunday morning. This year, we need to remember that we give extra love and hugs and thank yous to our moms and stepmoms, foster moms, and grandmas, whoever's taking care of us right now, because they are working extra hard to help us with all of our schoolwork and care for us all day, and they are doing a really amazing job. If you have someone special who you aren't able to visit with this Mother's Day, hopefully you can have a nice phone call with them too to remind them how much you love them. Happy Mother's Day. Bye.